The most powerful government in the universe had one job: manage the stone monkey who was afraid of dying. Instead, they gave him a job, a title, and access to all their secrets. They accidentally created a 5-layered, unkillable monster. This is the story of Sun Wukong and the total collapse of heaven's bureaucracy. The monkey's power is innate. His authority is not granted, it is earned. He is born from a cosmic stone egg, a perfect fusion of yin and yang. He leads his new tribe to a paradise behind a waterfall and is proclaimed the handsome Monkey King. He rules in bliss for over 300 years, but he is a creature of duality. And this is the first great mystery of the Monkey King. He was born of cosmic stone. So why did he fear death? He was a perfect fusion of energy, but he was not yet truly immortal. He was still bound to the system, to the bureaucratic cycle of life and death. His name was in the underworld's ledger, with a 342-year lifespan. This shadow of mortality, this fear of oblivion, becomes the engine of his entire story. He abandons his throne, builds a simple raft, and sails for a decade. His quest wasn't just for life, it was to break the system itself. Wukong found Puti Zushi, who taught him everything: the cosmos source code, secret Taoist magic, the works. The wild theory? Puti was actually a cosmic spy for the Buddha. He wasn't training a student, he was forging a weapon designed specifically to take down the arrogant Taoist gods. He gives the monkey his new name, Sun Wukong, awakened to emptiness. Then he gives him the skills, the 72 earthly transformations, the power to become anything, and the cloud somersault, a journey of over 100,000 lie tens of thousands of miles in a single leap. He has armed his weapon, and now he must unleash it. When Wukong shows off, Puti expels him immediately, making him promise never to reveal his master's name. Puti's job is done. He vanishes from the story forever, an enigma by design, having just lit the fuse on a cosmic explosion. Wukong returns to his island, but he is now an immortal sage. He needs a weapon that fits. His search leads him to the underwater palace of the Dragon King of the Eastern Sea. He rejects every divine sword and spear as too light. Finally, the exasperated Dragon King shows him a massive black iron pillar in his treasury, a divine treasure that has been glowing strangely, as if waiting for him. This is the Ruyi Jingu Bang, the as-you-will gold-banded cudgel. It weighs nearly 18,000 pounds. It shrinks at his command to the size of a needle he can tuck behind his ear, and expands to the size of a mountain. He takes it. The Dragon King is horrified. And with his new weapon, Wukong's first act of rebellion will be against the system of life and death itself. One night, drunk, Wukong's soul is dragged to the underworld. His registered lifespan of 342 years is up. Enraged, Wukong fights his way through hell, terrifies the 10 kings, and demands to see the ledger. He finds his name and scribbles it out, along with the names of all his monkeys. This is a bureaucratic revolt. He has attacked the very paperwork of mortality. The cosmos, faced with an individual who has unilaterally declared himself exempt from its rules, must now try to manage him. The Jade Emperor receives the complaints. His first instinct is to send an army, but his advisor suggests appeasement. Invite him to heaven, he says. Give him a minor post. Keep him busy so he won't make trouble. Sun Wukong, delighted, accepts. He is given his official title, Bi Ma Wen, Keeper of the Heavenly Horses. Wukong did a good job until he found out the truth. His title wasn't just a menial job, it was a joke. They thought putting a monkey in the stables would keep the horses healthy. He wasn't given a rank, he was treated like a good luck charm, a pet. That hypocrisy is what made him snap. Enraged, Wukong smashes the stables, frees the horses, and quits. He returns to his mountain and declares his own title, Qi Tian Da Sheng, the Great Sage, equal of heaven. He has just declared war on the cosmos. But the cosmos is about to make a fatal mistake by agreeing with him. Frightened by Wukong's power, the Jade Emperor appeases him again. In a face-saving joke, the bureaucracy officially grants Wukong his self-proclaimed title. They give him an empty rank, a promotion with no power, just to keep him quiet. They make him the guardian of the heavenly peach garden. This is a disastrous miscalculation. The garden produces the peaches of immortality. Wukong, a monkey in a peach garden. He, of course, eats them all. But even that is not the breaking point. The final straw is a social snub. The Queen Mother of the West prepares her great royal peach banquet. Every important god and goddess is invited. Sun Wukong is not. When he confronts the heavenly maidens picking peaches, he identifies himself by his grand official title, and they giggle. They tell him, everyone knows he's just the immortal who tends the garden. In that moment, Wukong realizes it was all a lie. His title, his rank, his appeasement, it was all a meaningless joke. His indignation turns to pure, glorious defiance. He raids the banquet hall, consumes all the divine food and wine. He stumbles, tipsy, into the personal alchemy lab of Lao Tzu, the highest philosopher of Taoism, and eats all his finished pills of immortality. By the end of his rampage, Sun Wukong has made himself unkillable. The system did not contain the rebel. It just fed him, promoted him, and made him invincible. What happened next was a joke. Wukong, literally laughing, waged a one-monkey war on the entire system. He beat 100,000 warriors, every constellation, and all 4 heavenly kings by himself. The real panic in heaven began when the gods realized what he was holding. As Wukong tore through the armies, one of the heavenly kings shouted in terror, "Do you fools realize what that staff is? That's not a club, that's the sea-calming divine needle." It was the tool forged by the great sage Emperor Yu to tame the primordial floods and establish cosmic order. He hadn't just stolen a club, he had stolen a structural piece of reality. The very tool that held the oceans in place was now being used as a bat by a rebel who was full of stolen peaches and elixir. The gods weren't just fighting a demon, they were fighting a monkey who had unpinned the world. They only manage to capture him through a sneak attack. While Wukong is locked in an epic duel with Erlang Shun, the only god who can match him, the great Taoist philosopher Lao Tzu, from a safe distance, ambushes Wukong from behind, knocking him down with a diamond hoop. It is an unfair victory, a cheap shot from the very top of the Taoist order. But now, they have a new, terrifying problem. He's unkillable. They try to execute him. It fails. Puti's secret formula had already made him immortal. The Ledger of Hell no longer had his name. He was saturated with the power of the sacred peaches, the divine wine, and an entire gourd of Lao Tzu's elixir pills. He was, quite literally, too immortal to kill. Lao Tzu, furious, proposes a final solution. He will place Wukong in his 8-way trigram crucible for 49 days. He will use his most potent fires to distill the monkey and reclaim his elixir. It backfires, catastrophically. He was trapped, but Lao Tzu had made a fatal error. He forgot Puti had taught Wukong the source code of the universe, the 8 trigrams. As the fire roared, Wukong wasn't panicking. He was calculating. He knew the trigram for fire, and he knew the one that opposed it, wind. He leapt to the wind compartment, where the smoke gathered, but the fire could not burn. For 49 days, he survives. And when Lao Tzu opens the cauldron, he finds not ashes, but a perfected being. The fire has forged his body, making him stronger than ever. And the smoke has tempered his eyes into the Wo Yen Jin Jing, the fiery eyes' golden pupils. He now has the supernatural power to see through all disguises, to instantly recognize evil. Lao Tzu has accidentally given him his greatest weapon. Wukong bursts out, stronger than ever, and the real havoc begins. He smashes the crucible. He beats the celestial guards. Lao Tzu himself scrambles away in terror. Wukong rampages towards the throne, and the Jade Emperor, in a panic, hides. The entire Taoist system has collapsed. In total desperation, the Emperor makes one last frantic call to the Buddha. The Buddha arrives. He does not bring an army. He confronts the great sage and proposes a simple wager. If Sun Wukong can leap from the palm of his right hand, the throne of heaven is his. Wukong scoffs. Your palm isn't even a foot across. He is certain of his success. He executes his cloud, somersault, and soars. He flies for ages, across the entire cosmos, until he reaches the very edge of the universe. He sees nothing but 5 massive flesh-colored pillars. To prove he was there, he writes, "The great sage, equal of heaven, was here, on the middle pillar." And in a final act of supreme hubris, he urinates at its base. He somersaults back, landing on the Buddha's palm, and demands his prize. The Buddha calmly replies, "You have been in my palm all along." He shows Wukong the base of his middle finger. There is the inscription. He points to the webbing between his fingers, which still holds the scent of monkey urine. This is the ultimate philosophical checkmate. Wukong flew for ages, believing he hit the edge of the universe, but he was only running against the texture boundary of a massive, open-world video game map created by the Buddha. The 5 pillars were just rendered obstacles inside the game. You can't escape reality by running fast inside of it. As Wukong realizes the truth and tries to escape, the Buddha simply turns his hand over. It transforms into a mountain of rock, slamming down and trapping the monkey underneath. The armies failed. the fire failed. But a simple paper sticker with a chant on it held the invincible great sage down for 500 years. The havoc in heaven is over. Sun Wukong has been subdued but not redeemed. His journey is only half finished. 500 years later, he is released, but only by agreeing to protect a simple monk on a quest to India. Wukong is still wild, still chaotic, the monkey mind of Buddhist allegory, untamed and ungoverned. Force had failed to control him. Metaphysics had imprisoned him. The final tool is one of discipline, a golden circlet. The circlet is placed on his head, and with a simple chant, his master can cause him excruciating pain. It is an external conscience, a tool to control his mind, not just his body. This is the device that finally, painfully, scours away his wild impulses and guides him toward his own enlightenment. This story is a masterpiece for two main reasons. First, it's a hilarious, brutal takedown of incompetent government, a bureaucracy so rigid it collapsed itself. It's a story that humbled the arrogant Taoist court, whose authority was now broken, forcing them to defer to the Buddha's new quest to fix the mess they made. But the real message? Wukong could break the cosmos, but he couldn't control himself. True freedom isn't about power, it's about discipline. The Monkey King's story is so powerful that his legacy is immortal. From the global phenomenon of Dragon Ball, whose hero, Son Goku, is a direct lift of Sun Wukong, to countless films and new games, the rebel who defied the gods lives on. His story leaves us with a timeless question. His rebellion gave him immortality and power, but his discipline gave him enlightenment and purpose. Which one, in the end, is true freedom?